A breast cancer survivor is paying it forward after her diagnosis and successful fight against the disease.
Isabella Asante was diagnosed while working as a traveling nurse from Good Samaritan Hospital in Suffern, New York. Her doctor became her source of inspiration, not only during her fight, but 8 years later, as she is now trying to build a breast cancer center in Ghana to save the lives of women in her native country. So joining us this morning is breast cancer survivor Isabella Asante, and her doctor, Karen Karsif, is joining us live on Zoom this morning. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
So Isabella, let's go back to 2015 when you were diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, does it run in your family? Do you have a history of breast cancer in your family? Nothing.
Nothing.
So,
Came as a complete shock.
yeah, so tell me how this happened and how you got diagnosed.
Okay, so I knew after 40 that I needed to get screened. So I started with my yearly mammogram. At some point, they told me my breast tissues were dense. So instead of every year to come back every 6 months with a mammogram and an ultrasound. So it just took 6 months. I did it in June 2014, everything was fine. By December 2014, the changes had started. So my cancer was very early. DCIS, which is like the earliest form of breast cancer. So yeah, within 6 months was all it took for my changes to start.
Wow.
How
Now,
much
you were a traveling nurse at the time. How did it affect your career and your life afterwards?
Obviously, I had to have surgery.
Yeah.
Even though it was early, the area was large. It was a widespread, so I had to have a mastectomy. I opted to do a double mastectomy, and I was supported by Dr. Karsif to do that. So yeah, I had to take time off work. But luckily for me, I recovered, no side effects, nothing. I mean, that year, both my kids were going to college the next year. Within 6 weeks, we were on the road. We did 20 college
Look
visits
at
in a
you.
month. So yeah, it affected, and because I was doing also traveling affords you the opportunity to just work when you can and when you want to. So I was able to take time off work and then go back when I was fully recovered.
Well, we're so glad that you're doing
Thank
well.
you.
Dr. Karsif, again, you are the medical director at the Center for Breast Health at Good Samaritan Hospital. Breast cancer mainly occurs, obviously, well, not obviously, it usually occurs with middle-aged women, older women. But are you seeing patients that are younger than 45 years old now?
I do see patients that are younger, but overall, you're right. Most breast cancers occur in women over age 50. But I have been seeing a number of women in their 30s, which is kind of tough.
Yeah, and go ahead, Craig.
Well, I mean, when patients hear that, hear the breast cancer, I mean, it's just scary to hear you have cancer anyway. They automatically think of chemo and radiation. I mean, how advanced have the treatments gotten at this point?
Well, they've gotten incredibly advanced so that a lot of times we manage to catch the cancer, like with Isabella, when it's at such an early stage that it can't spread. And then even for women with invasive cancer, we've found targeted drugs, which are much different than standard chemotherapy and have much less side effects, to allow us to treat the cancer. And there is still chemotherapy, and it's still difficult, but for the most part, it's a little easier than it used to be, and the outcomes are so much better than they used to be. There was types of cancer that are very aggressive that we didn't really have a way to treat, and now we do. And the outcomes are they keep getting better and better.
Yeah, and we hope that progress continues. Isabel, you were so inspired by everything that you started an organization called Embrace Society. Can you talk about that? Because you're building a center in Ghana.
Yes.
I love the story of the name Embrace.
Embrace, yes. So it started with an embrace. The day I was diagnosed, I was working at Good Samaritan Hospital. I went to work. I was looking for the best doctor, so I'm looking at, Memorial Sloan, New York Presbyterian, where I'd worked, and the coworker was like, we have the best oncology surgeon right here in this hospital. I had no idea, didn't look for her, didn't think about her, because I didn't think I was going to get breast cancer. So the next morning, I took myself to her office. When I got there, two ladies were standing there, and I'll never forget, one had a leopard print leggings on. You wouldn't even think that she worked there, let alone she's the head of the surgery, the center. So the office was closed. I started to walk away, and she said, "Oh, come back at 9." So So at this point, everything is starting to weigh on me. So, and I'm sure she sensed it, being as in tune as she is. So she was like, "Oh, how may I help you?" And I said, "I came to make an appointment with Dr. Karsif." And she said, "I'm Dr. Karsif." And that's when I broke down. That was the first time I had cried. And she embraced me. She told me, "You are going to be okay. Come the next day." The next day, you know, Good Samaritan is a Catholic hospital.
Yes.
The next day was Good Friday. But she opened her office. She welcomed me. By the time I came back, I'd done the biopsy in the same hospital. So by the time I came back, she had my plan, she had everything. So when I went to Ghana, you know, my journey, everything was just seamless. No complications, everything, the most amazing support, patient navigate, everything that could have gone right went right for me. So after it was all over, I'm asking myself, why did God put this on my plate? I moved back to Ghana and I started to understand what the situation was for women in Ghana who are diagnosed. And I realized that the very things that worked for me is what's causing a highest mortality, you know, a high mortality rate. The number one killer of Ghanaian women, early diagnosis.
Yeah.
We don't have a, you know, a lot of people don't know they're susceptible to the myths. Support. I just got a phone call. I just got a phone call while I was waiting. They did a screening exercise. A lady needs less than $20 to
Wow.
do a pathophysiology, just to do the workup. They don't have it, so they were calling me as I'm sitting there. The very resources. When I had mine, I didn't have health insurance. Obamacare had just come out, took care of everything for me.
Wow.
And then advocacy. We have regions in the country where they don't even have a mammogram for 6 million people.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just trying to replicate what I had for the people in Ghana.
And very quickly, Dr. Karsif, you traveled to Ghana, you met with hospital leaders there. How critical is this need in Ghana?
The resources that are lacking is unbelievable, and it's tremendously critical. And as Isabella said, some of it is cultural, and some of it is just a lack of resources and a lack of education. So it's, unfortunately, because of that, many women, when they present with very advanced breast cancer. Unlike here, where we have this whole screening in place, which allows us to catch cancer early. So it's an absolutely crucial need to get out the message of screening, but also that this is something that it doesn't mean you're going to die. That's what the perception is among women there, is that if they get breast cancer, it means they're going to die. And that's not necessarily the case.
Dr. Karsif, we have run out of time, but quickly, can you talk about the event that is helping to raise money for this?
Yes.
The one in Ghana?
The one that's coming,
here.
the Girls'
Okay,
Night
sorry.
Out.
Yes.
Okay, so next Thursday we have this great thing. It's called Girls' Night Out. It's our yearly fundraiser, and it's really fun. And it's basically a combination of women sort of getting together and sort of bonding over what their experiences have been. But it's also fun. There's some interesting things to buy and this and that. And then at the end of the last part of the evening, there's a fashion show of survivors.
All right.
And it's absolutely amazing.
Well, Doctor, as I said, we run out of time, but we're definitely going to put a link to that on our
Absolutely.
website.
Excellent.
Isabella Sante, Dr. Karen Karsif, thank you guys so much for being with us this
Thank
morning. We
you.
appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
So much
Thank
Thank
for
you for
having
telling
us.
your story.
Thank you.